Did you know that QLED TVs can produce over 1 billion shades of color? That's a game changer for your viewing experience. I'm excited to share with you my honest comparison of the TCL and Hisense QLED TVs after using them for 30 days. Both brands are well known in the TV market, and their QLED models have been making waves. In this video, we'll dive into the key features, performance, and overall value of these two TVs. How I tested methodology. I spent 30 days living with representative QLED models from both brands across everyday use, streaming HDR movies and TV, sports, console gaming, and casual TV in a bright living room. I tested picture out-of-box and calibrated settings, HDR performance, Dolby Vision, HDR10+, HDR10, tone mapping and peak highlights. Motion handling, black uniformity and blooming direct lit versus full array local dimming behavior. Gaming input lag, VRR, HDMI 2.1 features were present. Smart platform, app availability, responsiveness, software quirks and ad policy annoyance. Build quality, remote, audio, and after-sales/service impressions. Models covered representative. Because both TCL and Hisense ship many QLED/ULED, mini LED variants, I chose models representing their most visible lineups in 2025. TCL, mid-range to upper-mid examples, QM6K, QM7K, P7K lines, Google TV, 120Hz panels. TCL emphasizes quantum dot color and often uses VA/HVA panels with full-array backlight options. Hisense, mid-range to premium ULED/QLED examples, U6G, U8, U7N, E68N families, VIDA OS, Fire TV variants. Hisense frequently advertises higher peak brightness and aggressive HDR tone mapping. Note, exact model names vary by region and year. My comparison focuses on class/behavior mid versus upper mid QLED rather than single SKU micro differences. Deep comparison, category by category. 1. Picture quality, contrast, blacks and blooming. Hisense, the brand's ULED/QLED models, especially those with mini LED local dimming zones, deliver deeper perceived contrast and generally higher brightness. On mixed HDR scenes, bright skies plus dark interiors, Hisense handled highlight pop better, and its more aggressive local dimming algorithms made specular highlights pop at the cost of occasional haloing around small bright objects. If you sit directly in front and care about HDR pop, Hisense has the edge. TCL's QLEDs tended to have cleaner, more consistent blacks for dark scene fidelity in many mid-range sets, less aggressive blooming, but peak brightness on comparable models was often lower than Hisense's brightest ULED sets. For darkroom movie nights, TCL's less aggressive blooming sometimes produced a more pleasing cinematic image. Verdict: Hisense for maximum HDR highlight impact, TCL for more consistent dark scene behavior on many mid-range sets. 2. HDR performance, Dolby Vision, HDR10+, tone mapping. Both brands support common HDR formats across the lines, but Hisense's higher nit models tended to show HDR highlights with more wow out of the box. TCL often delivered more accurate default color but slightly more conservative tone mapping, less clipping, fewer blown-out highlights. If you prefer aggressive HDR tone mapping, bright highlights, Hisense; for more faithful rendering without blown highlights, TCL. Sources and lab testing back up the peak brightness advantage of Hisense's higher-end models. 3. Color accuracy and out-of-box calibration. TCL devices I used look better straight from the box: natural skin tones, accurate saturation. TCL's color profile choices usually needed only minor tweaks to reach good results. Hisense sometimes ship with more saturated presets that favor vivid look. Calibration or switching to a cinema/filmmaker mode improved color accuracy. Verdict: TCL, better out-of-box color for viewers who don't want to fiddle with settings. 4. Motion handling and sports. Hisense's higher refresh rate models and those with better interpolation engines delivered excellent motion clarity for sports and fast action, useful if you watch live sports or play fast shooters. TCL performs strongly too, especially in models with 120Hz panels and good motion processing. Differences are smaller here versus HDR/brightness. If you prioritize sports/gaming motion, look at the specific refresh and VRR specs rather than brand alone. 5. Gaming, latency, HDMI 2.1, VRR, Recent TCL and Hisense mid to upper models include HDMI 2.1 features, low input lag modes, and VRR support. In my test, both brands reached sub 10 milliseconds input lag in game mode on the good models. For competitive gaming, the message is, pick the model with explicit HDMI 2.1/VRR specs. Both manufacturers have competitive options. Tech reviewers tend to group them closely on pure latency numbers. 6. Smart TV platform and UX. TCL. Many TCL models use Google TV or Roku region dependent. Google TV gives a polished, app-rich experience and Google Assistant integration. Roku were used as lightweight and extremely simple. Overall, TCL's platform felt snappier and cleaner in daily use in my testing. Hisense offers VIDA OS on many SKUs and Fire TV on some models region/retailer dependent. VIDA is fast and lean, but in some regions Hisense ships Fire TV, which has deeper Amazon tie-ins and sometimes more ads/promotions. Both work fine, but TCL's Google TV unlocks a slight edge in app availability and content aggregation. Practical note, ad policy and UI clutter. Some budget/retailer bundles include promotional tiles. Disable everything you can and pick the platform you prefer when buying. 7. Sound and speakers. Speakers on thin-panel QLED TVs remain above average at best. Both brands offered similar 20 to 40 watts built-in sound that is fine for dialogue and casual viewing. For movies or music, add a soundbar. Higher-end Hisense/TCL models sometimes include better built-in audio and Dolby Atmos pass-through, but audio is not a deciding factor unless you want an all-in-one. 8. Build quality, remote, and extras. Build. Modern TCL and Hisense designs are comparable: slim bezels, metal/plastic mix. Premium TCL/Hisense models have nicer stands and thinner panels. Remote. TCL's Google TV remotes felt a touch more premium. Hisense remotes are functional. Both included dedicated streaming buttons. Some remotes are voice-enabled. Extra features. TCL often leans into low-latency gaming features and Dolby Vision. Hisense pushes high refresh rates, aggressive local dimming and mini LED tech in higher tiers. 9. Reliability and customer support observational. During 30 days I had no hardware failures. Online reviews retailer feedback show mixed experiences. Both brands have fast service in some regions and patchy experiences in others. Warranty terms are similar. Buy extended coverage if you're risk-averse. Broadly, brand service quality is heavily regional. Check local retailer reviews before buying. 10. Price and value. Both companies push aggressive price/performance, especially around sale windows. In 2025 sale data and roundups highlight TCL and Hisense as among the best value TVs for their segments. TCL often wins value lists. Hisense often gets called out for best brightness/mini LED bargains. If you want the most features per rupee/dollar during a sale, look closely at the spec-to-price ratio for that exact sale SKU. Pros and cons, quick list. TCL QLED lines. Pros: better out-of-box color, clean Google TV/Roku experience, strong value at many sizes, good gaming support on 120Hz units. Cons: often not as bright as Hisense's top-yield/mini LED models. Some mid-range panels trade off peak HDR impact for consistent blacks. Hisense yield/QLED lines. Pros: strong peak brightness and HDR pop, especially mini LED/yield models. Very competitive pricing on higher brightness sets, feature-rich at the same price point. Cons: aggressive local dimming sometimes causes haloing. Out-of-box presets may be oversaturated. Software varies by region. VIDA versus Fire TV. Who should buy which? Buy Hisense if you watch HDR movies/streaming in a bright room and want punchy highlights. You prioritize peak brightness and value for HDR performance. You're buying a higher-end yield, mini LED model and want maximum spec for dollar. Buy TCL if you want better out-of-box color and a tidier, faster smart platform Google TV/Roku. You want a balanced TV for mixed-use movies, sports, gaming without aggressive tone mapping. You prefer simpler calibration and fewer bright mode artifacts. Real 30-day notes: what I actually noticed day-to-day. Week 1, Setup and App Installation. TCL's Google TV setup felt more straightforward. Hisense pushed a few more promotional tiles. Week 2, HDR movies. Hisense dazzled with bright speculars. TCL produced gentler shadow detail. Week 3, Gaming. Both gave low latency. The TCL model with more conservative tone mapping kept shadow detail and dark multiplayer maps, whereas Hisense's brighter tone mapping made muzzle flashes and highlights stand out. Week 4, Daily TV and Sports. Hisense's motion handling impressed for live sports. TCL's UI and voice assistant integration made day-to-day navigation effortless. Recommendations and buying checklist. 1. Decide priority, HDR pop Hisense versus out-of-box accuracy and UI TCL. 2. Check exact model specs, number of local dimming zones, mini LED versus direct LED, peak nit rating if listed, HDMI 2.1 ports, VRR and ALLM. Don't rely on brand alone. 3. Compare sale prices, both brands discount heavily, value changes by sale. 4. Confirm smart platform shipped in your country Vida versus Fire TV versus Google TV versus Roku. That drives long-term app experience. 5. Plan for audio, budget for a soundbar unless you want only casual TV audio. Final verdict. If you want the most HDR wow for the money and sit in a bright room, Hisense especially ULED, mini LED models. If you want a balanced, accurate picture out of the box and a cleaner smart TV experience, TCL. Both brands are excellent value and have hit their stride in 2024 to 2025. The best pick is the model that matches your viewing habits, room brightness, and preferred smart platform. Review lab scores and local prices for the specific SKUs you're considering before pulling the trigger. If you want to see more tech reviews like this, be sure to check out my channel for more content. I've got reviews of the latest smartphones, laptops, and gadgets. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tech content. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I'd love to hear from you and respond to your comments.